We're doing our second long form video today, and when it comes to a stoked surfer, this guy sums it up to a T. Surfing places like Jaws, Mavericks, Nazaré, you name it, he's done it. And for his social media following, he's built it personally to over 100,000 followers in less than 2 years. So today, we're gonna be doing a day in life, seeing what he's all about. Let's get into it. All right, so we're at the house. Let's go meet the surfer. Yo, Tanner, what up, dude? How you doing?
How's it
Good
going?
meeting you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ready to go over some boards?
Yeah, let's go talk about surfing and have some fun.
Let's do it.
This is a 10-3, so this is like what I rode at Nazaré last year.
Sick.
I've ridden at Jaws a couple times. It's a really sick board. It just doesn't get ridden that much. One thing that a lot of surfers miss nowadays is they get too stuck in trying to be like too cool, and I kind of like the idea of having a personality within surfing and being identifiable as a surfer. It's like, that's why I like this thing is like bright blue outside, and like these are the blue flames. So it's like if somebody sees that, they know who it is. Yeah. So it gives you like an identity, and then kind of makes you a much more marketable
stand
asset.
out.
Because then you have like then you have a real like you have an identity basically.
And that kind of helped out too on that in Ocean Beach recently, right?
Dude, it worked so good in OB because everyone was like talking shit on the on the blue wetsuit. Yeah. And it's like the amount of pictures and stuff been getting sent has been so cool, because it's like it's just, it's so cool, because now in 20 years, it's like instead of just kind of trying to reminisce on that day, I can really look back and be like, oh wow, like that, what a special weekend that was. For sure. Like, so that's the whole theory behind it. This board was initially made for Nazaré, so you need more foam and a bit more of like a shortboard style tail to kind of like project you through the flats. Okay. Because like once you make the drop, it's just like a perfect peak. So when you make the drop, you have to get over and around the foam ball onto the shoulder. So this kind of helps you carry that speed, whereas like a much more traditional gun, like I have in the office, that is much better for like really steep and critical stuff. So that's kind of like the main difference.
How is it paddling out? Like, I'm assuming you probably can't really duck dive on this board, right?
No. Last time I was there, I just paddled from the beach every time. You can walk like a little bit further up the beach, and sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. It's just like Ocean Beach. Yeah. So you can, I've had times where it took me an hour to get out, and then I got blasted by a cleanup set as soon as I got out. Yeah. And then other times you make it out like with dry hair. But yeah, there's no duck diving this. Although you can, like, I found a technique. It doesn't always work, but you can bounce yourself up and over like 5 feet of whitewash. Oh shit. Because if you've ever seen like longboarders do that on smaller waves, I found you can do this, and that's my tactic at OB, because I can't duck dive and I can't turtle. So I'll just like sit back and then kind of bounce up and over the whitewash, and you pull yourself onto the nose, and then you actually like ride up and over the wave. It's kind of crazy. But then sometimes you just like fly back. Give it an attempt, sometimes, which would like happen regardless. So I figure it's better to try, I guess. For sure. And then with this, so we got that board. Any other boards you'd like to show us for a big wave? Oh, got another one. This is like,
got that? Sick.
Yeah, this is, you can see this one's like a little bit more yellow. It's been ridden a lot more. Sure. It's an 8.9. I made for Ocean Beach. Like, that's what I told him. I was like, I just want to be able to go out on really big days and ride a big wave and hopefully get a big barrel at some point. I've gotten the best barrel of my life on this board at Ocean Beach on a day pretty similar to what we saw last weekend. And it's just, it's a really special board. I ride it out at Mavericks too. I found that like for the wave that I look for and that I want to ride out there, this board does super well, because as a goofy foot, your approach is a little bit different than if you're a regular foot. Like I watch the guys knife it, like Ryan Augustine and Aloe, as regular foots, and it's just completely different than you can as a goofy. So I found that it helps to have a little bit of a shorter board, and being that like slab, if you position yourself right, you can kind of like two-stroke into the waves and like, get the projection you need without having to ride a giant board. So then instead of purling when you drop, it's easier to make the drop.
Well, you can check out the next ones you want. Let's do it.
This was like the first board that I ever rode the big wave on. Which
And where was that at?
At Mavericks.
Mavericks,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's like my first, the wave that got me into actually committing to big wave surfing was on that board.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? This is a print of that wave. So not like
check this out.
Yeah, not like a giant wave by any means, but this was, and I also, when I asked for this photo, I didn't realize it was going to be, 15 feet tall. This is much bigger than I expected.
Sick shot though.
But yeah, no, it was like a really cool, special moment. Like, it was on my mom's birthday. Like, I had just graduated college. I was just like, kind of really trying to feel it out. And I feel like that wave was sent to me to kind of point me down that path.
Sure.
Like it really was like I don't think I was ready for it as a big wave surfer. Like, I don't think I really had the confidence or the whereabouts to really be out there on a day like that and get a wave like that. But now looking back, it was kind of like I don't know, I think everything happens for a reason. And like Mother Nature will send you a wave when you're ready for it.
Sure.
So I think that was one of those times where I was like, hey, like, you should try and do something with this.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that is super fulfilling. So last season I took my fair share of waves on the head. Yeah. I got caught inside 3 days in a row at Jaws. I didn't even catch a wave. Like, just horrible situation. And you kind of just get used to it, and you're like, all right, like, it just sucks, like looking up at a wave like that. You're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Again.
Probably not too fun, I would assume, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, again, at the end of the day, it's just like, it's always fun to like come in, and the people that you meet and the connections you make, like, I don't know, it's just such a special way to live your life that I'm like so grateful for. Yeah. So. And then
real quick, in your content too, you mentioned when you're in that situation, you usually start laughing, right?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
I like get caught inside, I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Like, again? And it's like, because I never used to be that guy that caught inside. And whatever happened last season, just like, I was the guy who got caught inside. Yeah. Maybe like the confidence increase or something put me in that situation. But yeah, I think it's funny. Like, getting caught inside is super, like, just comical. Yeah. Because it's just Mother Nature just, like, laying the hammer down.
There you go.
Get some waves. It should be fun. I'm excited.
Let's go. Oceanside?
Yeah, we're going to go to Oceanside.
Sick. Okay. Sick. Let's go. And what inspired you to get into content? Because I know you've been in it about a year and a half.
I saw an opportunity to make something out of surfing by leveraging social media as a means to make myself a much more marketable asset as an athlete. For me, it's like, okay, in 20 years, what would I be more happy with? That I went and tried for 5 years and it didn't work out, but I had the time of my life, or that I played it safe and like maybe down the road I got to do something cool like that. Whereas like, yeah, I don't know, it's like it's super cliche, but like, you don't know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. Yeah. Like, what would you be more happy with 20 years from now? Like, what would you be more happy with? That you went and tried and did something cool, or that you played safe? Travel, surf. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, they just crashed into the guardrail.
Oh crap.
Bro, that was crazy. Like, they like bounced off it. They're fine. Nothing happened.
Get out there.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick. Waves are fun.
Yeah.
South side of the pier. Oceanside. The Dirty O.
Main
we haven't
local.
seen any street ninjas yet. Like, it won't be a proper video unless we get some action from the street ninjas. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Should be fun. That was fun. Yeah. That was super fun. I definitely didn't surf that great. you know, but I had a great time.
Made the most of it.
We made the most. John won the heat on that one for sure. Wow. I kept falling over. I'd like land something and fall over. I don't know.
I was just trying to stay busy, honestly.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, and then just got the treadmill for paddling too. So you take like
yeah, man, that paddle was harder than OB.
I know.
Holy crap.
I can't relate, but yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We had a good time. Got some fun waves. I almost landed a cool air, but I didn't. I'll get it next time. We're gonna go to Beach Break Cafe in Oceanside, second gen, like family-owned Oceanside restaurant. They make really good breakfast. They have great coffee cake. I've been going there for as long as I can remember. And there's a lot of cool surf history, like old boards, old skateboards, and freaking, yeah, it's a good place.
There we go. Looking forward to it. Pretty hungry.
We're rolling up to Beach Break Cafe here in Oceanside. It's a staple for any surfers' breakfast after a fun morning. And, yeah, really good food. Huge portions, which is great for a guy like me. So I like to eat. Very good job.
I was born, and yeah, me and a buddy of mine took it over probably.
See, this is what I was telling you about. This is like. This is like crack. It's coffee cake.
Coffee cake?
Yeah, yeah.
So one of your videos, you mentioned how you don't do any breath work. All of this.
No. Yeah.
Is that still the case? Or?
Yes, I don't do any breath work still. I probably should. I definitely think about it a lot.
Yeah.
But I spend so much time training and exercising and preparing for those situations, and I've been through so many of them. Like my cardio is, I've found is so much higher than everyone else's that I come across. So it's kind of like, actually, I definitely should. Don't get me wrong, but it's just you can focus on one. Right now, I can focus on one or the other. Yeah. And my physical fitness, I know, will give me the confidence to where my breath hold comes along with that. Sure. So like I have a really good breath hold just because of my endurance as it is. You know, like I surf Ocean Beach for 8 hours a day. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, and I could have done it all day Monday. I would have done it all day Monday if I could have stayed, you know. So it's like I'm pretty lucky in that for sure.
What's the average hold time? Would you say for a big wave? Let's say 30, 40 feet.
I don't know, 20 seconds, maybe less. Okay, yeah, usually less, like 10, 15.
Okay.
You know, it's like you got to figure like the waves are about 15 to 20 seconds apart, and they're usually coming up before then, so you gotta figure like around 15, 20 seconds at the longest, you know.
2 wave hold downs aren't ideal, right?
No, definitely not. I haven't had one yet, thankfully. At some point I'm sure I will, but yeah, thankfully not.
Yeah, right.
This is real man portions. You can come here hungry as hell, and you'll still be full when you leave. And you can get twice as much coffee cake.
And a toilet-friendly meal too.
No blowouts required.
I'm on the same boat.
As someone who chases big waves, there's the big three in big wave surfing that everyone talks about. It's Jaws, Mavericks, and Nazare. I always wanted to check off the third one. I had done both of them prior to that. I'd gotten like waves on the bowl, had both of those waves. Not gigantic waves by any means, but waves, like real set waves out there. And Nazare always appealed to me because I'm so obsessed with Ocean Beach. Like Ocean Beach, San Francisco is my favorite wave in the world. Like bar none, the rawness, the power, the way you have to paddle out. How much you have to want it to get a wave that you want to ride, like, you know, to get a life-changing wave out there, and it kind of just drew me there, and I felt confident to go there because I just gotten so used to getting smoked, and I was like, yeah, Nazare is like, I feel like it's gonna feel good, and it was the first big wave I'd ever gone to, where I felt like I was at home. You know, I paddled out and I was like, oh, I see how this wave moves. Yeah. Because the only big waves that I spent the most time in was always Ocean Beach. Okay. So I like learned how big waves on sand moves, which is incredibly and sufficiently different than waves over like reefs move. Yeah. You know, like the way that they break and form, and it's just a completely different vibe. But I think that's why I like it so much, and what gave me the confidence, because I just felt, I got out there and just immediately felt at home, which was a strange feeling, but it's like, yeah, you see how the waves form and how they peak, and it reminds you of like Blacks and Ocean Beach. It's really similar, and like, you know, you get caught inside the same way. There's so much that's like the way that it bounces off the canyon. You know, there's just so many similarities that you can almost directly translate from Ocean Beach and from Blacks to a wave like Nazare. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable, but I would say I understand it more.
A little bit of familiarity since you've sort of spots are somewhat similar in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And let me add on to this, a little more of a general question. You mentioned the big three, right? Jaws, Mavericks. in Nazaré.
Yeah.
Right. So in that standpoint, too, like, what inspired you, or like, what kind of gave you the, I guess, the urge, motivation to get into big wave surfing?
For the longest time, I was running from something. Like I had a lot of like mental health issues. I struggled with PTSD for a really long time, and I was running from all of that. And surfing bigger waves is the only thing that could pull me away. It's just something that everyone goes through, everyone learns. Like as they get older, like you live in this like super crazy space of like everything brings back that same feeling, and you're just like constantly stuck in this state of like not being healthy and being scared and being anxious and all this, and being suicidal and all of that. And then one day you really start to figure out that you don't have to live that way, and you do whatever you can to change that, because like you shouldn't want to live like that. Nobody wants to live like that.
Yeah.
And then so as I started to grow up out of that, I had already kind of started to get into big wave surfing. And right as I was really peaking on working on that and making some serious headway, I got that one wave at Mavericks that we talked about earlier, that I have a photo of, and that's what sent me down the path of. Prior to that, I wasn't even sure if I liked big wave surfing, to be honest. And then that moment was like, okay, like I enjoy this. Like this is what I want to do. And then that changed the trajectory of my entire life.
I saw that wave at Jaws too, where you like took that gnarly wipeout.
Oh yeah,
Did you kind of go through the emotions on that one? Was that your gnarliest wipeout?
Yeah, that was my worst wipeout in big waves by a long shot. Okay. That was so like I had that wipeout. I was just getting frustrated. I was on too small of a board.
Yeah.
Nothing was really set up right. I didn't have any padding on, so I just fell from the lip on a big West Bowl wave. And just got the wind knocked out of me, got sucked over the fall. It's like worst beating of my life up until that point. Came up, like I couldn't sit up straight. I thought I like punctured a lung or something. And then I was all good. And then my best friend Steve got caught inside on a giant set, and then that shattered his femur. So then we had like a full rescue operation of like we got him. He got caught inside, broke his femur, had a two-wave hold down at the same time.
Holy smokes.
Our water safety picked him up. I was on the boat, and then we got him up onto the boat on the sled, and then I had to I stabilized him and was trying to put traction on his leg. When somebody breaks their femur, you put traction on their leg to stop their. When your femur breaks, I believe it's your hamstrings and all the muscles in your legs start to contract. And the problem with that is if it happens too much, there's the femoral artery that runs along that, and if you nick that or so much as like starts to bleed, you bleed out in like 2 minutes and you're dead.
Holy smokes.
So I remember like watching his leg swell up, because I was like, dude, there's no way this guy's femur is broken, and he didn't pierce that artery. Like he just had a two-wave hold down by like, the most violent thing on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
And so fortunately like nothing of that happened. I was able to like put traction on his leg, get him stabilized, and we got him to the hospital. But that was my first experience at Jaws. Was like worst wipeout of my life, and then my best friend almost died. So yeah, it was pretty hectic for sure.
What were some of the emotions you were feeling at that time?
Nothing. Just like get Steve to safety. That's
Sure.
it. Yeah. Just like relax. Like everything's gonna be okay. It'll work out one way or another.
Calm and collected.
Yeah, you have to. Like there's no like other people on the boat are like freaking out, like photographers and stuff. They're all losing it, and it's just like, nah, man. Like this isn't what you do. Like you gotta relax. Like fortunately, but unfortunately, my dad broke his femur like 10 years prior to that. So I was already super familiar with that situation.
Okay.
So it was like I was just like meant to be there, because it was like I knew what was happening. Our water safety boat captain, Dan Goldberg, he helped navigate the whole, because he's been out there for 25, 30 years, so he helped navigate that whole situation with like making sure that the ambulance knew where to go, and doing that, and then navigating the boat through this like sketchy gulch to drop Steve off. Like there's just a lot to it. So it was a serious team effort. Like the Walsh brothers helped. Nano, like he's a Maui local legend, like airbrushes everyone's boards. Like real good surfer. And then it's just everyone came together at that one moment to kind of help Steve, and it literally saved Steve's life. There was no it was pretty incredible what was able to be done from that, for sure.
Dang. So put a plug in. Where do we eat at? The best
Thank
food?
you, Beach Break Cafe in Harrison, for dialing us in with an amazing breakfast/lunch. And this is the best place. I bring everyone here. I think I brought at least 100 people here, and everyone comes back for the coffee cake and the food and the service, and it's just nice. And there's a lot of surf history in here. It's a pretty special place. Like, one of the last few remaining in Oceanside that's like core family, like small town vibe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check them out if you're in Oceanside. Really good.
Beach Break Cafe, corner of Cassidy and Coast Highway.
Let's go.
Well, we just wrapped up, I would say, somewhat of a successful day.
Yeah, pretty epic day.
Went over your boards. We went surfing at your home break, Oceanside.
We surfed for way too long. I was supposed to go put John through a horrific leg workout. It's because I really wanted to make him feel it tomorrow, but we didn't get to, so maybe next time.
Guess I was looking forward to it too, but it's all good.
It's all good. We ran out of time, unfortunately.
Part of the game. Anyways, let's plug them in real quick. What are your social media handles for people to follow you as you go along your big wave journey, your social media journey, and everything else you do?
My name is Tanner Waite, also known as Beach Cowboy. I am a 27-year-old professional surfer and mechanical engineer and content creator. I am doing what I can to build a life that I don't need a vacation from, and that's my whole goal. Experience surfing to the fullest, meet some cool people, ride some bigger waves, and yeah, just have fun and enjoy it.
And your social media handles for them to follow along?
It's just Beach Cowboy.
Beach Cowboy it is. Well, it's nice hanging out with you. I think it was a good day. So
yeah.
Cheers to that.
Dude, cheers. That's sick,
yep.
man.
That wraps it up, guys. If you guys like this series we're doing, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and tune in for next time because we're going to continue pumping these videos out. Peace out. Have a great day.